The San Antonio Spurs enter the 2025-26 NBA season with one of the most intriguing rosters in the league. On one hand, they look like a team ready to make noise in the postseason. On the other, they're loaded with raw, young talent that still needs time to develop. The balance between those two realities is what makes this team so fascinating and so unpredictable. At the heart of it all is Victor Wembanyama. Now entering his third NBA season, the generational star has already shown flashes of being one of the league's most dominant forces. But the Spurs didn't stop at just surrounding him with average help. They've built an entire roster that blends youth and experience, trying to walk the fine line between development and contention. Veterans like De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, and Jordan McLaughlin bring stability and leadership. Meanwhile, Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle and this year's number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper bring youthful energy and star potential. For the Spurs, the question becomes simple: which direction will they lean into? NBA insider Brian Windhorst recently weighed in on the dilemma. They need experience, you know? Because they kind of got two different teams. They've got some veterans on their roster, Windhorst explained. But at the same time, they're looking at committing to playing two very young guards. And if you're talking about the recipe for winning in the NBA, it's not playing young guards. That's the crossroads San Antonio finds itself at. Do they prioritize winning now, leaning heavily on Fox and the veterans, or do they unleash Harper and Castle, letting them develop under the brightest lights even if it means more growing pains? Windhorst believes the Spurs will need to walk the line between the two approaches. Develop the young stars that will define the next era while still competing in a Western Conference that leaves no room for error. Interestingly, this is not a new blueprint. The Spurs seem to be borrowing from the Warriors' model of the mid-2010s, where Golden State paired young stars like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green with experienced role players like Andre Iguodala and Andrew Bogut. The result was a dynasty. By combining Wembanyama, Castle, and Harper with seasoned players like Fox and Barnes, San Antonio is attempting to replicate that same winning formula. If it clicks, the franchise could be looking at another sustained run of dominance. Windhorst also highlighted how much the Spurs value their young core. The big thing with the Spurs is they've got three guards with Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and De'Aaron Fox, and they're gonna want to play all three. They value those three guys, he said. As for Wembanyama, he is only 21 years old but already straddles both categories, still young and learning, but also the undeniable leader of the franchise. Admitted he doesn't expect San Antonio to leap into the top 6 in the West this year, but he couldn't hold back on the potential. I am a big believer in the Spurs' future. I'm not sure this is the year they leap into the top 6. But you know I've got a rule. No ceilings on Victor Wembanyama. And that's the reality of the Spurs right now. They may not be favorites to dominate, but with a player as unique as Wembanyama, the ceiling is limitless. Still, the road ahead won't be easy. The Western Conference is stacked. Teams like the Thunder, Timberwolves, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Grizzlies, and the retooled Mavericks will make the playoff race brutal. For San Antonio, success may not be measured solely in wins this year but in the growth of their young stars alongside their established veterans. At the same time, don't underestimate how quickly things could change. Wembanyama has already proven he can tilt the balance of games in San Antonio's favor almost single-handedly. If Castle and Harper develop faster than expected, and if Fox plays the role of steadying veteran star, the Spurs could surprise everyone. For now, the Spurs' story is about balance. Balancing youth with experience, development with winning, and patience with the urgency of maximizing a once-in-a-generation superstar.